A Tesla parked across the street recorded the whole thing. The argument. Him walking around the car, opening the passenger door, dragging her back inside by her hair. The moment he pulled the trigger. What it didn't record? The 235,000 people who watched her videos had no idea this was coming.
No shade, but this motherfucking summer, Jamaica got to see me. I'm talking about motherfucking 2 pieces and ass out all summer. That's what summer we have here. 2 pieces and asses out. Thank you.
Her name was Morris Harrison, but to 235,000 people, she was Girla Lala, a hairstylist, an influencer, a daughter who'd already buried her brother the year before. On November 14th, 2025, at exactly 6:51 p.m., she posted a makeup tutorial. 3 hours later, she was dead, shot multiple times, in the passenger seat of her boyfriend's car. By the end of this, you're going to see those warning signs, and you're going to ask yourself, would I have noticed? Would I have said something? Or would I have been the 235,000 in first person to just scroll past? Welcome to Viral True Crime Stories, where we share true crime stories based on real events that deserve to be told. Kindly support us by subscribing to this channel and turn on the notification bell icon so you never miss a new story.
I look so motherfucker girl la la la. Clear my set. Yums. Put your hands together 3 times and clap. Clap that T. I got something to make you lay down. Murder, 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 kill, kill. Ooh, Papa, hurry up and get home. I got something to make you lay down.
Let's rewind. Before the cameras, before the crime scene tape, before any of this became a headline. Maurice Jaden Harrison was 21 years old, born September 25th, 2004, in Pompano Beach, Florida. And if you spend any time on TikTok in 2025, you knew her as Girla Lala. She wasn't just an influencer. She was a master stylist, wig customization, lace blending, adhesive chemistry, the kind of technical skill that takes years to perfect. And she was doing it at 21. 235,000 followers, tens of thousands on Instagram, bold, confident, funny. The kind of person who walked into a room and changed the energy. But here's what most people didn't know. In 2024, just 1 year before her death, Maurice buried her older brother. Gun violence. Her parents had already lost 1 child. So when Maurice posted videos about living boldly, about being unapologetically herself, it wasn't just content, it was survival. It was proof that she was still here, still fighting. But there was someone else in those videos. Someone who appeared in the background, smiling, supportive, the perfect boyfriend to 235,000 people.
He see me or whatever. Why my man got out the beach and go to the water field? Why? What you get out the water for?
I'm sitting here watching for how long you want to have a nigga in your face for?
What are you talking about? What?
His name was Shanoid White Jr., and he was about to become the second person to take a life from Maurice's family. Here's what I need you to think about. When someone builds their life online, when they share everything, can you really see who they are? Or just who they want you to see? Shanoid White Jr. was 25 years old, 6'3", 260 pounds, and his entire identity was built on one thing, being the strongest person in the room. He played defensive line at Dillard High School in Fort Lauderdale, one of the best programs in the state. In 2018, his senior year, the Miami Herald named him an elite South Florida player. That's not just a trophy, that's a ticket. That's supposed to be your way out. College, maybe the NFL, maybe a life where you're not just strong, you're untouchable. But here's what actually happened. Shanoid went to Bethune-Cookman University, an HBCU, played 1 season. Then, Iowa Central Community College, a junior college in Fort Dodge, Iowa. Now, I'm not saying every athlete who doesn't make it to the NFL becomes violent, but when your entire identity is built on dominance, on being the one who controls the field, what happens when you start losing? What happens when the person you're dating starts becoming more successful than you? When she's building a brand, making money, getting recognized, and you're stuck in a junior college in Iowa?
Hi, it's Lala. And what's your name? Okay, whatever. We're at Publix. That's a Publix whatever. But I'm gonna give me a free cookie, you know. I'll be lying to people about my age. I want a free cookie. I want a free cookie, please. Cheers.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Cheers. Shit just like happening. Okay, give it back. I'll eat it.
Maurice and Shanoid had been together for years, since their late teens. And by all accounts, in the beginning, it was good. He appeared in her videos. They seemed happy. But then, people started noticing things. Old videos. Maurice with a cut on her nose, bruising under her eye, and in the caption she'd joke. She'd say, "We always throw down. We always fight."
And I'm just sitting here like, when this motherfucker get back in the car, just bop him. Just hit him.
235,000 people saw that video, and they laughed. They commented with emojis. They kept scrolling. What they didn't know, in 2022, 3 years before Maurice's death, Shanoid was arrested. Domestic battery. A different victim. The case was never fully prosecuted. So here's my question for you. When someone tells you who they are, when they show you with a police record, with visible bruises, with jokes that aren't really jokes, why don't we believe them? And be honest, if you saw that video, would you have reported it? Would you have sent a DM asking if she was okay? Or would you have just liked the post and moved on? Look, if you're still watching, it means you care. It means you're the kind of person who pays attention. So here's what I need you to do. Hit that like button. Not for me, for the algorithm. Because YouTube needs to push this video to the people who don't pay attention, the people who see the warning signs and don't recognize them. If you believe domestic violence shouldn't be hidden behind jokes and aesthetics, hit that like button right now. November 14th, 2025. Lauderdale Lakes, Florida, 3300 block of Northwest 37th Street. It's a Friday evening, just before 7 p.m., Maurice and Shanoid are in his car, a beige Chevrolet Malibu, and they're arguing. We don't know what started it. Maybe it was something small, a comment, a text message, a look. It doesn't really matter, does it? Because by 6:51 p.m., someone was calling 911. When Broward County deputies arrived, they found Maurice in the front passenger seat, multiple gunshot wounds, bleeding heavily. She was rushed to Broward Health Medical Center, and a short time later, she was pronounced dead. But here's where this case goes from tragic to disturbing. Because remember that Tesla I mentioned at the start? The one parked across the street? It recorded everything. The argument. The moment Shanoid stepped out of the driver's side. And what happened next. The footage shows Shanoid dragging Maurice back into the car, by her hair, not calling for help, not panicking, dragging her back into the vehicle, while she was bleeding, while she was dying.
A chilling new video capturing the moments after a TikTok influencer was shot and killed.
The victim's boyfriend, a former college football player, now charged in her murder.
New video shows the moments immediately after a transgender TikTok influencer was shot Friday night. Video from a Tesla captures who appears to be white getting out of the driver's side of a beige sedan along the 3300 block of Northwest 37th Street.
Shanoid flagged down emergency responders at a nearby home. He stayed at the scene. He cooperated with police. He even admitted to deputies that he and Maurice got into frequent arguments, and that this one turned physical. But here's what forensic psychologists will tell you. When someone stays at a crime scene, when they're calm, when they admit just enough to seem cooperative, but not enough to incriminate themselves, that's not panic. That's control. This was a man who had been trained his entire life to execute plays, to follow a strategy. And at that moment, he was running one. So here's what I want to know. If you heard that argument from your window, if you saw him step out of that car, would you have called the cops? Or would you have assumed it was just another fight, just another couple working through their issues? Because here's the thing. Someone probably did hear it. Someone probably did see something, and they did nothing. So drop a comment. Be honest. What would you have done? The Broward Sheriff's Office Homicide Unit took over the case immediately, and what they found told a story that Maurice had been trying to tell for months. Detectives went through Maurice's social media, all of it, TikTok, Instagram, old posts, deleted videos, and they found the pattern. Videos where she had visible injuries, on captions where she joked about fighting, Comments from friends saying things like, "Girl, are you okay?" Followed by laughing emojis. And then they found the 2022 arrest, Shanoid's domestic battery charge, a different victim, a case that was never prosecuted. A handgun was recovered at the scene. Ballistics matched the shell casings in the car to that weapon. Maurice had been shot multiple times, at close range, while seated. This wasn't a struggle for the gun. This wasn't an accident. This was an execution. On November 14, 2025, the same night Maurice died, Shanoid White Jr. was arrested and charged with first-degree murder with a firearm. In Florida, first-degree murder is a capital offense. It requires proof of premeditation. And here's the thing about premeditation. It doesn't mean you planned it for weeks. It can be formed in seconds. The moment you pull out a gun, the moment you aim it at someone who's trapped in a car with you, that's premeditation.
Y'all got another package from the same company. This item is also my TikTok shop. But I don't think they put 2 shirts in here for us. Like Base 1.
Yeah, that shirt tough though.
Maybe they put this in for you.
That is for me. Okay, so boom. Shout out Silos for only giving me. Shout. It's a medium.
Yes. Let me put one.
Silos, y'all dead wrong because y'all didn't bring me one. I was gonna put y'all on G. Oh, this is.
So let's talk about what was really happening here. Because this isn't just about one night. This is about years of a cycle. First, there's the tension-building phase. Small arguments, verbal sparring, the kind of stuff that Maurice would post about as jokes. Then there's the acute incident, physical violence, the bruises, the cut on her nose. And then the honeymoon phase, apologies, reconciliation, joint TikToks where they look happy, where 235,000 people believe everything is fine. But here's what breaks the cycle. When the victim starts to gain independence, when they start building something that doesn't include you, when they start to outgrow you. And for someone whose entire identity is built on dominance, on being the strongest person in the room, that's a threat. Here's what I keep coming back to. Maurice had 235,000 followers. She had fans, she had friends, she had a family, and she was still posting content hours before she died. So why didn't anyone intervene? Why didn't anyone force the conversation? Is it because we're all so used to watching people's lives through screens that we forget they're real? That they need help? Okay, real talk. A lot of you are watching this and you're not subscribed. And I get it. You're not sure if this channel is for you. Maybe you think we sensationalize. Maybe you think we exploit tragedy. So here's what I want you to do. Drop a comment right now. Tell me why you're not subscribing. Hey, tell me what you need to see from this channel to earn your subscription. Because I'm trying to do this the right way. I'm trying to tell these stories with respect, but if I'm missing something, I genuinely want to know. And for those of you who are subscribed, kindly share this video. Send it to someone who needs to see it, because the algorithm only works if you engage. And the more people who see this, the more people who might recognize these signs in their own lives.
Rule number 1, don't fuck for the money, but don't never forget the money. You heard what I said? Don't fuck for the money, but don't never, ever, ever forget the money. Pussy don't get wet for a nigga with dry pockets, thank you.
Spend a day with me, going to Animal Kingdom, tees, crop top, Lulu shorts, Go Yard bag featuring Mini hat, Apple Watch tees. So I'm gonna call y'all when we get inside. When I tell y'all, so this the first motherfucking animal. Ooh, they let that shit off of Lion King. That motherfucking, I don't even know, but I'm gonna call y'all.
Maurice Harrison's death sent shockwaves through South Florida and across social media, and the response was immediate. Jatavia Johnson, JT from the rap duo City Girls, a Miami native whose music Maurice used to dance to in her TikToks. JT donated $13,500 to Maurice's funeral fund, and on Instagram, she posted a tribute with the hashtags Protect Trans Women and Protect Black Women. Within days, the GoFundMe had raised over $28,000. Fans, strangers, people who'd never met Maurice but felt like they knew her. On December 6, 2025, over 100 people gathered at Mount Calvary Baptist Church in Pompano Beach. They wore custom t-shirts with Maurice's face. They released pink balloons. They celebrated her life. Her aunt stood at the front of the church and said, She lived boldly and made others smile, and we hope to keep her name alive.
That you see behind me, just part of what went down in this park. The victim, we know, she was in a tumultuous relationship with a man who has a history of domestic violence.
Everybody loved her.
Carrying pink-colored balloons and wearing T-shirts bearing the image of their lost loved one, roughly 100 people gathered together, some even with candles, all to reflect on the life of Maurice Harrison, a.k.a. Girl La La La.
She loved the feeling of making people smile, making people happy. She just, everybody who knows her, I would say they look up to her, they respect her.
But here's the part that breaks my heart. Maurice's parents were there, the same parents who, just 1 year earlier, had buried their son. Gun violence. 2 children, 2 funerals, 2 caskets, both deaths, preventable. This isn't just about Maurice. This is about a pattern. So transgender women, especially Black transgender women, are disproportionately victims of intimate partner violence. And here's the cruel irony. Maurice was visible. She had a platform. She had resources, she had a community, and she still couldn't escape. So here's what I want you to think about. If visibility doesn't protect you, if having 235,000 people watching your life doesn't keep you safe, then what does? Is it on us, the viewers, the followers, friends? Or is the system just so broken that no amount of attention can save someone who's trapped? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because I don't have the answer. And I don't think anyone does.
All right, y'all, I would say come here to get my motherfucking makeup done. But, bitch, I'm already here, but I'm supposed to have my makeup done at 10 o'clock. It's 11:08. Why I'm just here to get my motherfucking makeup done? Like, y'all with my girl, the glam girl, but she always motherfucking late. Like, friends, stop it with me. Yeah, I'm almost done.
Oh, yeah.
My beat is done.
As of February 2026, Shanoid White Jr. is still in custody. He's being held without bond at the Broward County Main Jail. His trial hasn't started yet. And that means Maurice's family is waiting. Her friends are waiting. Her 235,000 followers are waiting for justice, for closure, for something that makes this make sense. But here's the thing. There is no twist. There's no surprise ending. No revelation that changes everything. Maurice posted warning signs. Shanoid had a history of violence. The Tesla camera recorded the crime. The evidence is overwhelming. The twist is that we all saw it coming and we did nothing. So what do we take from this? What's the value in telling this story? First, believe victims. When someone tells you they're in danger, even as a joke, believe them. Second, intervene. If you see something, say something, even if it's uncomfortable, even if you're not sure. And third, recognize that the most dangerous time in an abusive relationship is when the victim tries to leave, or when they start to succeed without their abuser. Maurice was building a life, a brand, a future, and for someone who needed to control her, that was unacceptable. So here's my last question for you, and I want you to really think about this before you answer. If you could go back, if you could send Maurice a message, one DM, one comment, one text, what would you say? Would you ask if she was okay? Would you offer help? Or would you just send a fire emoji and keep scrolling? Because the next Maurice is posting right now on TikTok, on Instagram, on whatever platform you're scrolling through. Here, and you're going to see the signs. The question is, will you do anything about it? Maurice Gerlalala. Harrison was 21 years old. She was a daughter, a sister, a friend, an artist, and she deserved to live. To her family, her friends, and everyone who loved her, we're so sorry. We hope that by telling her story, we can help prevent this from happening to someone else. All right, if you made it this far, I need you to do 3 things. 1, leave a comment. Tell me what warning signs you'll look for now. Tell me what you would have done differently. Tell me if this changed how you see the content you consume. 2, share this video. Send it to someone who needs to hear it. Because this isn't just a story, this is a blueprint for recognizing danger. And 3, subscribe. Hit that button. Turn on notifications. Because we're covering cases that the media ignores, cases that matter, cases that could save someone's life. Maurice's story didn't have to end this way, and the next one doesn't have to either, but only if we pay attention. Thanks for watching till the end, and until the next video, stay safe.